Krystal, what are you taking a look at?
Well, Democrats have decided that they are not going to really tax the rich and may even hand another tax break to the well-off. That is obviously a stunning reversal from a party that routinely pretends to care about progressive taxation and breaking up dynastic wealth. AOC's Met Gala dress could not be reached for comment. All right, so here is the background on all of this. First of all, you guys know this. Outrageous wealth has never been at more grotesque levels. U.S. billionaires got 62% richer during the pandemic, even as normal people lost their jobs, their businesses, their savings, and more. To give you a sense, the amount of wealth billionaires gained in one single year would pay for half of the $3.5 trillion social spending that Bernie and Biden have proposed. Second of all, because this Gilded Age on steroids situation is so manifestly disgusting, taxing the rich is really quite politically popular. New York Times highlighted a range of polls showing support for the idea. They emphasized in particular a Pew Research poll finding many more Americans are concerned that the rich do not pay their fair share than those who are upset about the size of their own personal tax bill. A new analysis also just came out looking at the popularity of various provisions of the Democrats' reconciliation bill, and taxing rich people ranked near the top in terms of levels of support. Provisions that would require corporations actually pay taxes, increasing the capital gains rate, and upping taxes on the top 2%, they all enjoyed more than 70% support among the population. That is huge. We also know that the Democratic Party is well aware of the popularity of taxing the rich. Top Democratic pollster John Anzalone, he was practically begging the Biden administration to lean into a message about taxing the rich. He told Axios that Biden, quote, should make raising taxes on the wealthy and corporations a standout feature of his messaging rather than a necessary evil to fund his $3 trillion plus spending plans. So there's a massive need. It's extremely popular. Democrats know that it's extremely popular. So are they going to actually do it? Nah, don't think so. In the time it has taken to get the reconciliation bill moving and come up with hard proposals with regard to the pay-fors, lobbyists have been able to do their dirty work. They have watered down Biden's original proposals, they've erased altogether the ones that actually had real teeth, and they have simultaneously resuscitated a tax break for the wealthy. The end result of all of this is that now we are looking at a situation where some well-off Americans would pay even less in taxes under Biden than they did under Trump. That's right. The current Democratic position flirts with a tax cut for the wealthy at a time of the most extreme inequality in history. So here is that data and analysis. As you know, Democrats want to reinstitute the SALT tax break as part of the reconciliation package, a move that Bloomberg writes would erase most of the House's tax hikes for the 1%. Here is the lead graph. High-earning taxpayers would face much smaller tax hikes or even cuts if Democrats decide to restore the federal deduction for state and local taxes in legislation that is now moving through the House. There is, though, a more under-the-radar change that is also extremely important and I wanted to highlight. So last week, the highly influential House Ways and Means Committee, they put out their proposal for what taxes to use to pay for Biden's reconciliation package. And effectively, the plan gives a multi-trillion-dollar pass to the wealthiest Americans. The committee focused on lifting taxes on income, including a surcharge on income over $5 million. But of course, the wealthiest people, they don't actually really earn income. Instead, they either have capital gains or they engage in a strategy like Elon Musk does. That strategy is called buy, borrow, die. And it effectively allows them to skirt taxes forever. Here's how it works. It's actually pretty straightforward. You buy an asset, or in Musk's case, start a company. As that asset increases in value, rather than selling it, which would trigger taxes, they borrow against it, avoiding taxes on their actual wealth for their entire lifetime. Then, when they die, they can pass that asset to their heirs. Currently, a provision in the tax code called a step-up basis allows those heirs to avoid paying capital gains on any of the increase in value that happened for that asset over the lifetime of Musk or whoever it is that leaves it to them. So again, buy, borrow, die. The end result is that this strategy routinely allows massive fortunes to escape taxation forever. Now, Biden had proposed ending this massive giveaway to the wealthiest Americans, a key driver of the sort of dynastic wealth that is so destructive to civil society and the basic notion of the American dream. But House Dems had other ideas. This was just one of the ideas for taxing wealth and closing massive tax avoidance loopholes that was stripped down in the Ways and Means Committee proposal. Now, I know this is wonky, but let me just say this really simply. If you care about inequality and having basic buy-in to our society at all, you should care about taxing wealth, and in particular, taxing massive inherited estates. When people feel like they're stuck in whatever class they were born into with no shot to get ahead, your society loses all legitimacy. When people feel as they did after the financial crisis that the rich escape all accountability and have completely bought the government, you end up with really ugly politics and seething, unaddressed rage. That's what we've seen. These things are deadly serious. After all, nothing explains the screwed up state of our nation and our politics better than the fact that 0 bankers were jailed for their crimes in 2008, and instead, they just got richer than ever. One of the Democrats on the House Ways and Means Committee explained why their proposals were so timid and so milquetoast, why they'd given the billionaire class exactly the tax plan that they were hoping for. Congressman Bill Pascrell of New Jersey, who supports the SALT tax repeal, by the way, he said, "I am very suspect of a wealth tax. I think it's perceived as soak the rich. I don't think it is, but that's how it's perceived." Well, Congressman, if taxing wealth is seen by voters as soak the rich, that is all the more reason to do it. And Sagar, in spite of AOC's dress, it looks like Democrats have basically... Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut, our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it. You get to ask us questions, all that good stuff. Link is right there in the description or at breakingpoints.com.
Best of all, great way to say screw you to the mainstream media.